When his doubters grow louder, Jalen Alexander Hurts rises to the occasion. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Philly Talk with PA Man, and we all just witnessed what happens every single time Jalen Hurts' haters just get louder and louder, and his play just goes up and up and up and up. Now, this is a classic. Jalen Hurts is the epitome of like what a Philly athlete is. Like as the haters grow louder and louder, the doubters go louder and louder. Like we see their play or we see their performance rise beyond expectations. Now, I was told that Jalen Hurts can't throw a deep ball. I was told that he relies on his elite line. I was told he relies on a run game. I was told he relies on an elite defense. So today, O line started. The starting O line started. They didn't, once again, did not play their best games. Guys are still hobbled. Guys are still dinged. Saquon, running game is still not there. 18 carries for 44 yards. That's not gonna get it done. But so we have O line, we have the running game not hitting home. Now, shout out to the defense. They stood on their heads today. The Vikings, it doesn't really matter what the quarterback is. The the Vikings offense is still like gonna score. So for the defense to hold them to how many field goals it was, I don't know if it was 3 or 4. Um, but they just keep holding them to those field goals. That was huge. Because you can't keep Justin Jefferson out the end zone forever. Now we'll talk about in a bit, but Cooper DeJean, superstar, best slot corner in this game. That's not a debate. You look at the stats, look at the facts. Cooper DeJean is one of them ones. We'll talk about the rest of the secondary today as well. But back to the man who, when his haters grow louder, his play rises. Now, I was told that Jalen Hurts isn't that good against the blitz. Brian Flores, he's going to eat him up this week. So today, Jalen Hurts went to Minnesota. Oh yeah. Game wasn't at home. It was away. It was on the road. There, that defense can feed off the crowd. Guys can try to pin their ears back. Um, can I interest you in 19 of 23 for 326, average of 14.2 yards per throw, 3 tuds, no turnovers. Took a couple sacks, 95 quarterback rating, 95 QBR, and perfect passer rating. Can I interest you in that? Now, here's a guy, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, where Kevin Patullo really had people thinking that this wasn't arguably the best receiving duo in football, that AJ isn't the best wide receiver in football when it's one-on-one coverage, when it's just you versus the man, go beat him. Now, Isaiah Rodgers, we love Isaiah Rodgers. I told people, I said it in the last video, I know y'all heard it. If AJ Brown is one-on-one with Byron Murphy, with Isaiah Rodgers, with Josh Metellus, it's over. It's done. Same with Devontae Smith, Byron Murphy, Isaiah Rodgers, Josh Metellus, Theo Jackson. It's over. It's done. Brian Flores brings the heat. Now, I saw Justin Herbert on a third and long today. Well, now and Justin Herbert, there needs to be a conversation because people are going to be like, "Oh, Justin Herbert threw for 455,000 yards, and he played great today." That man was down 20-3, 2 picks. That man was never in the game, and I need the criticism, I need the critique, I need the hate to be as loud for Justin Herbert for other guys, for Jordan Love, like those type of guys. I need the Chris to be just as loud as for them. That's for Jalen Hurts, who actually he's been playing better based on his circumstances than Justin Herbert. Because you just look at the Chargers today. I was like, hey, Indiana Jones MVP. I don't know, but back to originally scheduled programming. Um, yeah. So yeah, Kevin Patula really had y'all thinking AJ Brown, Devontae Smith aren't those guys. They showed today. AJ 4 catches, buck 21, 2 touchdowns, both in man coverage. And of course, he had the game clinching catch on Isaiah Rodgers in man coverage. Kevin Patullo next to Yanni. We're going to put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands to win us this game because the run game, for some reason, is still not clicking. Hopefully, we get that figured out. But Devontae on the other side, 9 catches, buck 83, tud, 780-yard bomb from Jalen Alexander Hurts. Bro, I told you, stop messing with him. You know what? Keep messing with Jalen Hurts. Commanders fans, Giants fans, Cowboys fans, casual NFL haters who don't have ball knowledge, keep hating on him. Keep it up. I need Cam Newton to go on air tomorrow and keep hating on Jalen Hurts. Keep finding ways because eventually you're gonna run out. But by that time, Hurts is already gonna be at the top of the mountain again, and y'all gonna, you know, not be too happy about that. But this was an all around team performance. Defense held it down early. Shout out Carson Wentz um, threw his 114th career touchdown pass to an Eagles player today. Shout out Carson, man. All love. But Jalen Carter is the best defensive tackle in the National Football League. There's no you saw what he did today. Double teamed, triple teamed on run blocks, still making an impact. Finally freeing up other guys. I finally heard Muro Jomo. I finally heard Josh Uche. I finally heard Aziz Ojulare's names being called, making plays, getting sacks. Finally heard those guys. Jahad Campbell, he played a lot more off the edge this game we saw because Nakobe, he was playing a lot more in the middle today with Zach Bond, and they look really good. The best linebacker core in the NFL right there. Um, and then, yeah, you just had guys, flying around. Now, one thing I will say, we can't be giving up. I know it's Justin Jefferson. I know it's Minnesota. We can't be giving up, you know, that many yards to walk it to him. But it was a good defensive performance all the way around. Um, Once again, Jalen Carter is the best defensive tackle in football. Like we talk about a guy double teamed, triple teamed, opens up Moro Jomo, Josh Uche, Aziz Ojulari, one on ones. Now we saw today. Finally, I told you guys, Minnesota they got those weaker tackles. So now, can those other guys get home off the edge? Shamoro Jomo just blow right past the backup center, get that sack on walk it to him. But defense looked good today. But Jalen Carter, he was the driving force of that defensive line. Shout out JC, Jordan Davis. He made some plays in the run game. Finally, after last week's embarrassing performance, I think D-line, Clint Hurt, D-line coach was like, we got to take a stand. We got to have some pride. And they showed it today. Jordan Mason, 57 yards. Yeah, that you win with that. You stop once you stop the run. And now I want to get to corner play today. So obviously, Cooper DeJean. We all saw that pass breakup on Jettas. Commentator said it best. 99% of the time, Justin Jefferson is coming down with that football. But Coop, he's part of that 1%. Now, you saw he didn't even get beat, but it was a zone. I think it was a zone coverage and no Coop, no fouls. Jettas to that corner. I think it was up the fade route and gets his hand up in there, um, breaks up the play. Um, and everyone in the stadium thought that was a touchdown. People were getting ready to celebrate, fire off the cannons. Cooper DeJean said, "No, sir." Pretty sure they forced a field goal on that drive. And this defense has done a lot of bend, but not breaking. Like you see, once they got backed up in the red zone, held Minnesota to a lot of field goals. You lose, you kick field goals, you lose games, you score touchdowns, you win championships. Now we saw one team score touchdowns today, the other kick field goals in the red zone. They were, I think Minnesota was like 1 for 4, 1 for 5 in the red zone, something like that. You're not going to win with that. And for people saying JJ McCarthy didn't play, what have we seen from JJ McCarthy to think that this game would have gone any differently? Oh wait, like JJ, like he had that good performance against. He had that nice performance against Chicago, albeit it was really in the fourth quarter. Bears are gonna bear, but he hasn't done anything. Now, if he was having like a Jaden Daniels start to the season, he got injured. Then I'm like, okay, maybe they could have like done something. But JJ McCarthy has done nothing to say like, oh, they would have won the game if he played. But you know, Quinyon Mitchell, now he did the yards Quinyon gave up today. They were those like you give cushion, nothing cheap, nothing deep. He didn't. I don't think Addison beat him on that deep ball that Addison got. And shout out Addison, 9 for $128. Um, DMV, shout out DMV. Um, but other guys. Now I thought like Jalen Naylor, he's a solid, wide receiver 3. Um, Adoree Jackson, Keely Ringo, they didn't get torched today, so it's like a good feeling. Like they didn't get torched. I thought, especially if Quinion didn't play today, I thought we were going to get absolutely lit up by walking to him in Minnesota's offense. But yeah, Chow Keely, Adoree, they didn't get like torched today, but they're still not the long term solution. Um, hopefully by the trade deadline we get something figured out. But safeties, Makuba, he was on Jetta's 1-on-1 on that deep crosser. It was late in the third quarter. Straps, put him on the clamps. And, commentator had to shout him out. Rookie from Texas, Andrew Makuba on the coverage. That Jetta's pass breakup could have been a touchdown. So shout out, Andrew Makuba for that one. And, Reed Blankenship, he's going to be Reed Blankenship. He's going to be that leader in the back. You know, so, coaching them, the younger guys vocally. So shout out Reed. Defense as a whole, like they're going to get better as time goes on. Nolan Smith's going to come back. If you don't trade for a corner, Jacorian Bennett is going to come back. Be like a solid, that bend but don't break once again. But guys are going to come back. You got a pretty big matchup against the Giants next week, especially after what they did last week. Now you got to come out the gate, and I like Hurts. I like what Jalen Hurts said. Jalen Hurts after the game told Howie Roseman in the tunnel, "We're not losing anymore." I like the way this team is going right now. It seems that offensive meeting with Kevin Patullo. Now some of his play calling, a good amount of his play calling is still questionable. Like, bro, what are we doing here? But I think Patullo, he understood the assignment this week. Brian Flores on the other side loves to bring the heat, and he just recognized that, okay, let me put the ball in Hurts' hands, trust AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and that's the winning formula. If the Eagles continue to play like this and improve the running game, they won't be losing anymore. And that's not a crazy thing to say. Now, obviously, yes, some things have to get fixed. Second corner spot long term. Old line's got to get back into form. Um, Obviously, running game. But I really like where this team is at. Um, and this game also once again showed me Jalen Hurts is the most clutch quarterback in the NFL. Now, I saw a guy last week in Josh Allen who played terrible. 2 picks, still had a chance to win the game. Game winning drive, game potential winning drive, or get points to get closer. There was that game sealing interception. And I didn't even hear a lot of criticism. I know for sure if Jalen Hurts had thrown 2 horrible interceptions, played terrible, because Josh Allen was bad. Like, except for like 2 series, Josh Allen was bad. Like, the Bills' offense did absolutely nothing. And I saw Jalen Hurts today on a 3rd and long. They came with the blitz, brought 6. Hurts rolled out, outran the linebacker, outran the D end, found AJ Brown on that sideline. AJ Brown with the strongest hands in football. He brings that in. Drive continues. And I'm right back to that last play that sealed the game. It's 3rd down. The 2nd down pass play didn't work. And most coaches would be like, okay, let's just run it, because we don't want the clock to stop again. Minnesota get the ball back with 2 timeouts. But Tulo Sirianni said, nah, we got Jalen Hurts. We got ourselves a winner. Let's put the ball in his hands. Like, push, like, when it comes down to it, Brian Flores is probably going to do a man coverage blitz, which is exactly what happened. Hurts, AJ, double move on Isaiah Rodgers. He breaks free, man coverage. Cat made the catch. That's game. And yeah, this Eagles team, it seems that meetings, guys being open, honest with each other. Hey, bruh, what we need to fix. Like, let's get this right. Like, what's going on? Guys are rallying. I didn't see any lack of effort plays today. Players, you know who you are. I didn't see any guys, throwing shoulders or, not wrapping up tacklers, or wrapping up on the running backs. But especially early on, when we had that big lead early on, guys were flying around. Campbell, Uche, Jalix Hunt, that pick 6. Once again, thank you, walk it to him. But this team and guys are going to continue to come back. Guys are going to get healthier. And I saw, one of my guys, one of the few people I listen to about Philadelphia sports, shout out Miles Johnson. He said the Eagles cannot win another Super Bowl if Kevin Patullo is the OC. He's not wrong. Like, Kevin Patullo has been pretty bad. Like, he's had like a few spurts here and there, but you don't win the championship doing like spurts. And the other 75% of the time, you're just like, what are you doing? He called a pretty good game today. Hurts, he did what he had to do. He made the right reads. Didn't put the ball in harm's way. To throw the ball 23 times and have over 300 yards, because I know a guy that threw the ball 47 times and barely had 260 yards. But that's neither here nor there. But this is a team that coaching, it seemed coaching was the issue. And I still think coaching is a big part of the issue, at least offensively. But I mean, I'm looking at this team. Um, but see, the thing with me, I'm just trusting. Excuse me. I'm just trusting that Jalen Hurts is going to find a way to win. Because when everybody was coming out on Brian Johnson and he's at this, he's at that, he doesn't know what he's doing. Get him out of here. That was still the number 8 ranked offense in the league, and that offense was putting up, especially once we got to October, that offense was averaging like 29 points a game, but the defense was giving up like 31. So yeah, offense could average 29.8, but the defense was giving up 29.9. So, um, but hey, defense showed out today. Elliott, Jake, you gotta make these kicks, man. Indoor stadium today. Um, you know, everybody has their days, but I'm really optimistic about this team. Heading into next week, home against the Giants. I don't know if they're gonna do us prime time again, but they need to come out. The Eagles need to come out and put the Giants in the ground early and not look. That's the Eagles' problem. Kevin Patullo has come out hot in multiple games. Tampa, the Cowboys, Denver, and then he's let off the gas. And then that allows people to get. We see this with Kyle Shanahan all the time in the playoffs. That's why Kyle Shanahan goes home. That and he can't get out of his own way with his play calling. But yeah, Kevin Patullo has to realize like this isn't a participation trophy. Oh, I feel bad for the other team. No, no, no. Like put them in the dirt, run it up, do a Dan Campbell, do a Kurt Signetti, run it up. I got 5 on, run it up. Dude, run it up, man. Run it up. Because I'd rather we put up 42 points on the Giants and Brian Dable comes in the postgame presser talking about lack of sportsmanship than we put up 24 points on the Giants, but we had 17 points mid-second quarter, then let our foot off the gas. Giants get back in the game and win 27-24, and Brian Dable comes to the postgame presser talking about something. Yeah, they took our foot off the gas. They took their foot off the gas, and we took advantage. I'd much rather us bury the team in the dirt than let it off and but the OC over there, we're good friends. We go way back. I don't want to embarrass him. No, you're a bad football team. I need to make sure that you're not a good football team. But Eagles today, they looked really good. Hurts, obviously, haters grow louder. Hurts grows up, play elevates, clutch, whether it's passing, throwing, making the right reads, making the right plays. Saquon, no, he was a bit dinged, but I believe that he'll get right. Devontae, AJ, obviously, throwing the ball, especially my Giants are probably going to do a lot of zone, although the Vikings did a good amount of zone today, and Hurts looked like he dissected it pretty well. So, but we'll see. Goddard, he'll make some. I think he'll have a bigger impact, just like he did last game, because the Giants and linebacker pass coverage, and when the strong safety comes down to help, not that great. So hopefully, we get that back on track. But that big matchup for the Eagles next week. Um, they get the victory today, 28-22. Once again, Hurts, 19-23, 326, 3 touchdowns, passing touchdowns. Minimal touch push use today. Perfect passer rating, 95.2 QBR. On a scale of 0 to 100, 95.2. Not bad stats, for a running back. But that's just my opinion. But hey, man, it's your boy, Philly Taco PA, where we always keep it a stack. Always got to keep it a buck over here, man. I'm out.